to be my most unpopular dating opinion to date. And I know people are going to flame me in the comments for this one, but that's okay. You know when they say, men just want to date another man? Okay. I love that line. Women. I feel 99% of the videos I see on TikTok are women who clearly just want to date another woman. Okay. I know we want to flame men for it, but in the same way, women do the same thing. We're like, oh, we want someone who's really going to communicate and plan these really romantic dates and want to sit and watch Love is Blind with us and chat about blah, blah, blah. That's the same thing as a dude being like, you know, I want somebody who doesn't want to text that much and is fine watching the game and wants to hook up, and then we just chill and go our separate ways. It's the same thing, different version. Okay. If you want more learning on this, there's an author called Allison A. Armstrong that kind of talks about the different psychologies of men and women, and she talks about this a lot, and it's really, really interesting. Women have this idea of the right way to do a relationship is to be like the perfect woman, right? Is to be so communicative, nurturing, sweet, romantic. Those are kind of all largely like feminine traits. And I'm using these terms really generically, so like, you know, don't come for me on that point. But they are all traits socialized into women as being the ideal woman, right? And we get in relationships and we see as like women are doing relationships the right way and men are not. And men need to be more like women, okay? And I'm not necessarily saying you're wrong, but who decided that women were the ones doing it right? And I'm not saying this from like a woman hater thing. I don't think it's to hate men or women. It's just, why did we decide women were right? Why didn't we decide men were right? Like, who's to say? There's no right or wrong, so why did we decide women are right? That's the point I'm trying to make here, is women decided women are the one doing relationships right, and therefore men are wrong. Who decided that? I say this to myself often in all sorts of scenarios. Like, I went through a really big grief in my life recently, and other people around me grieve differently than me, okay? I could sit here and judge them for how they're grieving, but who's to say I'm grieving correctly and they're grieving incorrectly? There's no right or wrong. Same thing with relationships. There's no right or wrong. I think there are some more productive and unproductive ways to do relationships, but I think men and women both display those things. I think there are really unproductive ways that women typically do relationships, and I think there are really unproductive ways men do, and productive ways both do. And they're different, right? But I think women sometimes fail to see, we want to demonize men and be like, oh, men just want to date another man. And I'm like, girl, you want to date another girl, you know? And I think sometimes we blame sucky people. I think sometimes we blame a whole gender of people for the sucky people we've encountered, right? I think there are such wonderful men, loving men out in the world. Amazing. My boyfriend is one of them. I dated a zillion of them. I have so many in my life, right? And I find, and sometimes it makes me sad, that women by and large discredit men when who decided women were right? Who decided we were the ones doing it right? Who decided that talking through every little thing and being massively romantic and super, super nurturing and codependent was the right way to do a relationship? Who decided that? I don't know. Are they right? I don't know. But like, why? But I think sometimes zooming out a little bit and being like, who's to say I'm doing it right and they're doing it wrong, right? Maybe our needs aren't meeting, right? That's totally fair. But who's to say that I am right about how this relationship is supposed to be, how it's supposed to work, what a good relationship is in some sort of objective moral sense, and they are wrong. Maybe we just prefer different types of relationships, but nobody is wrong. Men are not wrong. Women are not wrong. They're predisposed to desiring and being socialized to want and behave differently. And that's okay. But why did we decide anyone is wrong? What if they're just mismatched? And what if our goal is to find somebody where I want this thing, I'm socialized this way, and I go about relationships in this way, and you want these things, go about things this way, and want this kind of relationship, and they're, you know, here and here, and we have to figure out how to meet in the middle on this one. Like, that's what I think is, you know, the perfect relationship. Not, men are doing it wrong, and women are doing it wrong, and women are always the ones compromising, and blah, blah, blah. Maybe women should be compromising less. Maybe guys are onto something by compromising less, okay? Who's to say they're wrong? Who's to say they're wrong? Maybe we have things to learn from them, just like men have things to learn from women. I don't know.